Good morning, YouTube friends. Today is Sunday, the 5th of November. It's about, I'll say a little past 7 a.m. I'm out this early, so because I have a lot of stuff to do today, and it's supposedly gonna rain most of today, so I decided to start out early. Now it's only dawning right now. I mean, it's also cloudy, so it's still a little bit, it's not dark, but it's not completely light yet, so I'm not sure how much the camera's gonna get. But during our walk for the next, I don't know, 10 minutes or something, it should be completely light. Well, as light as it gets this time of year, with it being cloudy. But anyways, I have a lot of stuff to do today, and it's gonna rain most of the day today, so I thought I might as well try to get a walk in early, and hopefully the camera will at least get some of it, and you'll be able to enjoy it anyways. We're trying it out for sure. Alrighty, where are we? Well, in Copenhagen, but today I've been wanting to take this walk for a while, but I've put it off for a little while because usually there are so many people on these paths. I'll get to where we are in a second, but I thought, oh, it's early morning today, so today there's a good chance that it won't be packed with people. Give it a few hours and it will be. That's why I've been avoiding it, because prime time during the daytime and the weekends it's just packed with people, so it would be hard to get a decent walk in here. Anyways, we're at what we in Copenhagen call Søerne, which means the lakes. I find that a tad funny because I don't think maybe they're large enough to be technically called lakes. But anyway, that's what they're called. There may be large ponds or something, I don't know, but yeah, they're called Søerne, which means the lakes. So anyway, as far as I know, back in the Middle Ages, it was a stream or a creek, if you will. And they started damming it up in different places because of they needed. They started to. The technology was for so far as building water mills. So they started damming up the creek to take use of that. Oh, look at that. Oh, I don't know if the camera got that, but there was a bird taking off. Crane, I think. Anyways. Later on, to protect the city of Copenhagen, if I point my camera to the right, this will be the center of Copenhagen. And if I point it to my left, yeah, it's probably still too dark for you to be seeing anything properly, but back then, now it's I guess considered still center of Copenhagen, but back then it was the countryside, fields and stuff, farmers. So after a few years of having dammed the creek for the purpose of water mills, they started expanding it to let's get that bird there. Can you see it? It's probably a bit too dark still, anyways. No, they started expanding the creek as a part of bettering the fortifications, the ramparts, the fortifications of Copenhagen. It was besieged in 1500 something, and I must admit I can't remember if it was the Swedes this time or whoever it was. But that taught them to, expand the creek to the ramparts or the fortifications were on the right side of the lakes right now, where all those buildings are a little bit further down, where the ramparts, the fortifications. So by expanding the creek into these lakes, it would make it even harder for whomever wanted to besiege the city. So that's how they were built. But in the beginning, they were not, perfectly shaped, if you will, like they are now, with bridges and pathways and stuff. It was still, I guess, muddy fieldland, grassland back then. But as the city grew and you pulled down the fortifications of the city, the ramparts, as they were no longer needed, I guess they made it into a more recreational area, like it is now. Yeah. I really hope the camera is going to capture all this, so that I'm not wasting my time and your time. We'll see. Hopefully it'll be all right. It is getting lighter now, so a few minutes you should be able to see everything. Well, anyways, this area now is more recreational, and a lot of joggers around here, people with strollers and families taking walks and stuff, tourists. Usually it's pretty packed, especially obviously in the summertime. But actually most year round. So I thought, this early morning, when I only have an hour or something to do this, I thought maybe we should try it now. But I can already see, with the darkness creeping in with the autumn, there might not be any more early morning walks from now on until spring, which actually doesn't fit me very well, because I'm a morning person and I tend to be more efficient in the morning. That's when I get stuff done. Come afternoon, I'm useless. The neighborhood to the left of me is the neighborhood where I live. A neighborhood that I really love. Also a neighborhood that's somewhat rough, perhaps. Not as bad as it used to be. It used to be really rough, one of the baddest neighborhoods in Copenhagen. Now it's more of it's starting to turn kind of hipsterish, but it still has rough edges. So there's a lot of different people around. You can find young hipsters, you can find young families, you can still see a few drug dealers around here and there, a couple of homeless people, and regular people like myself. I like the dynamic of it, and that it's not too polished, but still not, it's not dangerous or anything. It just has character, and I like that. When I first moved to Copenhagen, maybe, is that almost 20 years ago, 18, 19 years ago? The street by that white building over there is where I lived. Which is very central, but because I'm a rube, I had no idea when I moved over here that it was very central. I was like, oh, is that a good place to live? Oh, well, there you go. Ignorance is bliss, eh? Oh, that was a joke. Hopefully you all know that, because it's not. Or is it? Oh man, it's too early to become philosophical, isn't it? Yeah. Well, also, like I said, this is a place for people, where people also run a lot. And indeed, before I got my knee injury, I ran a lot around here too. But ultimately, especially if it was in the morning, and I usually ran in the mornings because, like I said, I'm a morning person. But ultimately, I found it sometimes to be too packed with people if it was a run not in the morning, so I tended to run in other parks and stuff instead. Yeah, the whole morning person thing, I mean, I'm not sad that I'm a morning person. It's just, if I do get to bed late sometimes, it's not like I can just sleep later. I still wake up at 5 o'clock. Yeah, it's alright. What about you guys? Do you like the mornings, or are you night owls? When's your time on the day? Yeah, I like the kind of quiet in the morning, I must admit. Since before the city really wakes up, I like that. But I'm assuming if you're a night owl, you get the same feeling of a quiet city when everybody else is sleeping. So I guess it's, there are similarities. Oh yeah, I gotta remember to take a few pictures for the old Instagram. I see a sculpture over here. Let's see what that's about. Maybe there's not enough light for you guys to see it. Maybe if I move over here, did that help? No, what from the other side? Be careful of bikes here, hang on. No, not really. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys, but like I said, today it's the only time of day I have available. I hope I don't have to discard the whole video. Hopefully it will be usable. Here's a mural. Well, they're turning off the street lights now. Maybe that's a sign that it's officially not dark anymore, but yeah, I'll get a picture of this as well. More bikes, hang on. Let's see. And another sculpture here. I sometimes forget when I'm out walking to take pictures for, Instagram and stuff, and I know it's maybe a little disruptive to the walking tour video, so I hope you guys are not too bothered by it. Hopefully not. Let's get back down to the pathway without hurting myself, please. Here we go. I'm not as young and agile as I used to be. So, yeah, couple of weeks ago, when I did the walk at the graveyard, at the cemetery, I almost fell over branches and stuff, and I had to cut off the video. I mean, come on. I am not a very elegant man. I remember when I was a kid, my mother wanted me to take dancing lessons. That did not go too well. That did not go too well at all. That was a quote-unquote career that didn't last for very long. Oh man. The joggers are already out. Another sculpture, let's see if we can get that one. No, I don't think so anyways. Let's move on. I'm kind of excited to go home and see if my camera is actually capturing anything at all. There's a tiny screen on my camera, but it's tiny, and my eyes are not. Again, I'm not young anymore, so I can't see anything. So I'm kind of winging it. Hopefully something will get stuck, so you guys at least can semi-enjoy it. We're in a tunnel right now, so right now you can probably not see anything at all, but we'll be out in a second. Okay, what else can I say about the lakes? Today, because of my limited time, we're not gonna walk all the way around them. That would take maybe, I don't know, an hour and 15-20 minutes. I don't even think my camera can hold that much power for that long. I think the max is around an hour. As far as I can remember, there are 3 lakes. Well, not on top of each other, but what's the English word here? Adjacent? No. Yeah, I'm lacking an English word here, but they're right next to each other in length, not in width, if that makes sense. Let's get the swans. So yeah, walking around all of them, like in one big circle, would take maybe an hour 15, hour 20 minutes or something. So today I'm just walking along the side of 2 of those lakes. So maybe later on another day I'll take the other side, maybe 2 of the other lakes. And in time, when I have saved up enough money to buy a newer camera that might be able to film for longer than the one I have, I might do all of them, but for now, yeah, we'll have to settle. But yeah, if it comes through on the camera, this is what we're facing for the next 4 or 5 months. Goodbye daylight. I think it's when it's the darkest, it's maybe, I don't know, gets light-ish around 9 a.m. and then gets dark 3 p.m., 4 maybe. So yeah, in the weekdays it's when you're at work, so you actually never see the daylight really. On the other hand, in the summertime it's the opposite. It never really gets dark, but it's darkish between maybe 11 p.m. and 2 or 3 a.m. So yeah. Some people find that frustrating too, hard to sleep and stuff, but I have never been a good sleeper, so for me it's just the same, dark, light. I'm not a very good sleeper. Also, we're entering the season of colds and flus and stuff. So, yeah, last year at this time, when I was new at doing this, I wasn't speaking yet. But I remember having a cold that I really couldn't get rid of for a month or something. So when I was out walking, I was coughing and sniffing, and because I was new at doing this, I was like, oh no. But yeah, it is what it is. Oh, what's that? Hang on. Let's see if the camera can get this. Watch out for bikes. I don't think the camera's going to be able to get it. Hang on. No, it's too dark. It's like, how do I explain this? It's like the end of the wall is filled with kind of looks like art, like a painting of moss and leaves and stuff. Anyways, oh, I'm in the bike path. I better move out of the way. This year, though, for the first time, I got myself at work. They offered free flu vaccinations, so I thought, why not? I'm not a young man anymore. Let's go. Hate having the flu, so if it works, nice. If it doesn't, it was free. If you're into craft beer, that's a nice little place in the basement to my left. I'll see if I can get a shot when we get closer. Hang on. It's called Søernes Ølbar, which means the beer bar by the lakes, I guess. Hang on. Watch out for bikes. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. Again, it might be too dark for you guys to see anything, but here, if you're ever in town and you like craft beer, this is a pretty good bar. There are a lot of them though. Copenhagen is a beer nerd's paradise. There are so many excellent beer bars here if you're into that stuff. And again, I'm thinking of the recurring dilemma, especially today when it might have been too dark to get some decent footage here. What do I do for an interesting thumb on YouTube? We'll see, I'll improvise. I know for the people who subscribe to me, who are regular viewers, it might not be so important to have a really interesting thumb, but to attract new followers, I think it does matter. I mean, I find myself sometimes clicking on something on YouTube and then after I've watched a few minutes, like, why did I click this? Oh, maybe the thumb was cool. So I guess it does matter. I was thinking about ending our walk down here, but I can see that they've cordoned a lot of it off. No reason, I have no idea why. It's been raining a lot this year, so maybe, I don't know, maybe it's become unsafe or something, I don't know. It looks like, yeah, it looks like some of it's sliding down. Huh. But yeah, I think maybe we'll get down to the corner here and I'll end the tour. Hopefully this footage is usable. If it's semi-usable, I will probably upload it anyways. So at least you guys who regularly view my videos might able to at least semi-enjoy it. And then yeah, we'll see. Anyways, guys, for those of you who were brave enough to stick through it to the end with me, thanks so much again for hanging out. And as per usual, like, subscribe and what have you. I would really appreciate it if you don't already have. And have a wonderful Sunday, guys. Bye for now.